No, as far as the car goes, we put the all-Haltech on about 4 months ago. We done back-to-back dyno tests. It makes 90 horsepower more just in changing to the EFI. So far, there's absolutely nothing that I don't like. It's cold mornings, 10 times easier to start. Once it starts, you get out of the car and walk away from it. Throttle response is ridiculous. We had to put bigger throttle springs on it because trying to drive down the road, you hit the bumps in the road and your foot starts bouncing on the pedal, and the next thing you know, you're lunging back and forth. So that was a bit of a challenge. Learning how to drive and keep the throttle response under control.
So, Joe, what was the main reason for converting to EFI with the nitrous system? What's the advantages over the carby?
Running a dry nitrous system, the all-Haltech, the way the fuel injection is set up, you can run up to 6 systems now.
Yep.
And you can bank 3 of them. You can do individual cylinder timing per stage.
Yep.
So like an MSD grid, you can do 1 individual cylinder timing. So you want to do that on both systems. But now, the way this fuel injection is set up, you can do it per system. So each time you add a system and you've got 1 cylinder that continuously gets hotter and hotter, you can control the timing per system, per cylinder,
yep,
per system.
Yep. There's more flexibility, more tunability.
The other really nice part is the system is flex fuel capable.
Yep.
So if I want to get on the power tour, I can throw E85 in it. I can spray the car on E85. I can switch over to alcohol.
Yep. How's the fueling handled with the EFI?
The engine itself is on volumetric efficiency.
Yep.
The nitrous side is in pounds per hour. Yep. So this system was done, my previous systems were done by Monty Smith.
Yep.
So he had pounds per hour for each fuel or for each nitrous jetting. I simply called him and said we're switching over to EFI, and he gave me pounds per hour to put in for each stage.
Yep.
And basically you plug it in, you put it on the dyno, you make some pulls, and you're done.
Yep.
And we were completely finished with 2 systems in 5 pulls, 6
yep,
pulls, and great big giant blue flames, clean. I have 0 complaints.
How much quicker has it gone with the EFI than when it was carbureted?
To date, so far, it's a little more than 3/10 faster in the 1/8, not in a quarter.
Yep.
Which is huge.
So how did you come on to getting that 3/10?
The biggest thing now is, before it was make a pass, read a plug. That was what I had. Now we have the IQ3 dash, and not only can I go back and look at data through the computer, with the car running, both bottles I have individual bottle pressures per bottle. I have endless data now. Drive shaft speed, engine, RPM, temperature, EGTs, O2s. If you can imagine it and you need it or you want it, it's there. It's absolutely endless. As a matter of fact, a couple episodes back, I raced boosted, and one of the relays for my Digisets decided to not make a connection, and none of my nitrous systems worked. This system, going through the all-Haltech, all of the nitrous is through the ECU. So no more Digisets, no more relays, no more solenoids as far as under the dash. All of that is in the ECU. That's another advantage. I've done away with 40 pounds worth of wiring and gauges, because now I don't have 2 nitrous pressure gauges inside the car to know what each bottle is. I don't have one outside the car. I don't have fuel pressure gauges inside the car, or outside the car, sorry. I've done away with an entire switch panel. So I literally had a pile of wiring and gauges that I don't use anymore. The other thing is, one of the things that I was nervous about in the beginning was the ability to understand the data and knowing what to do with it. If you can, to be brutally honest, if you can go in and control an MSD 7531 box or a grid, you can control this system. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you that I understand every single in and out of a fuel injection system, but I'm fixing to go to EFI University and take a complete class and have full understanding of what each sensor does and why. So it's the nice part about this system is I didn't have to understand everything in the beginning, and yet it wasn't so complicated that I couldn't make it work.